Hi guys, thanks for joining. Welcome to International Yoga Day 2021 celebrations at Thrive India. My name is Zuili Wagre. I am a fitness trainer, nutritionist and a certified yoga trainer. And I run my own fitness consultancy by the name of Metabolics. Today I'm going to talk about how to use yoga. Yogic principles to manage anxiety, stress, basically tackle mental health balance in our day-to-day lives. Whether we are aware or not, our mental health does deteriorate or get affected with whatever happens in our surroundings. And lately with the pandemic, the isolations, the lockdowns, the strife that even others around us are going through, even though we may not be going through it personally, affects us. It affects us, it affects our thoughts, it affects our hormones, and the manifestation is in various forms, whether you get depressed or you get stressed or irritable, have mood swings, lack of sleep. There is no end to it, and unfortunately nobody is able to point a finger on why this is happening, right? When you can't control something, it adds more to your stress. So for example, you can't really control how this virus mutates or how the pandemic is panning out around you, and that leads to direct frustration, stress, mental anguish on us, and our body's hormones react to that, whether we like it or not, right? Today I am going to demonstrate a few simple pranayams, stretches, asanas to help you calm your body down, okay? There is no magic pill or a magic thing like, oh, drink this drink and then your stress levels will come down. It's all about being one with your breath, being one with the movement, the breath being in line with the movement, and then you see the benefits manifesting. Why are your hormones getting managed? Why are your mental calmness coming back into your life? Feel free to ask me any questions you have about yoga, how to get yoga into your life. It's not that we all can be yogis and go on mountains and do tapas and all those things, but yeah, small changes here and there, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, half an hour, up to you. If you incorporate the principles of yoga in whatever form, it's not necessary that you have to do a headstand, it's not necessary that you have to do a bridge, okay? It's not necessary that you do all these things, but even a simple 2-minute deep breathing exercise every day, just focus on your breath, inhale and exhale in a rhythm, will help you reap the benefits of this ancient gift to mankind that is known as yoga. Alright, so let's start with a few simple breathing practices. Okay, so one thing I want you all to think about is, on the occasion of this International Yoga Day, why do you get stressed? Have you thought about it? Yeah, we do get stressed. I'm stressed because of this, that. But what are your triggers? Okay, that is how you will start managing stress in your life. Sit in a cross-legged position or a comfortable position. You could sit even in a chair if you are not able to sit down on the floor. Now the way to sit down is, you have two hip joints, right? Sits bones inside your glutes. They should be in direct contact with the floor. Okay, so sit in that way. Your spine is tall. Alright. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Okay. And we will do 3 rounds of Om chanting followed by the Shanti mantra. Okay. There is nothing religious about Om. It's a sound for spiritual healing. Okay. It has a lot of benefits, just simple chanting. You can chant any word that you feel comfortable chanting. It needs to be attuned and aligned to your breath. Okay. So inhale While exhaling, you can chant Om or whatever you feel like. Exhale. Om. Breathe in. Om. Breathe in. Rub your hands, cup your eyes. Simply get your attention to the present movement. Okay? And just have a sip of water. We'll do alternate nostril breathing. Okay? So get your hands, your ring finger and your small finger is up. Your middle finger and your index finger are folded. Okay? Now you will turn. You will shut your right nostril with your thumb and you will shut your left nostril with your ring finger and middle finger. Okay? Close the left nostril. Inhale through the right nostril in. Close the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close it. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. Continue doing this a few pointers. Keep your inhalations and exhalations constant. I mean of constant duration. If you inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4 counts, you will exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4 counts. Okay? That's the first thing. The other thing, a lot of people ask me, what is meditation? I believe it's focusing on something. In this case, you can actually call this and make this into a meditative practice. Focus on you breathing in and breathing out. You don't have to be a sannyasi or a siddhant sadhu to be able to achieve a meditative state. Being in meditation is just observing, being aloof. So observe your own breath, how it enters your body through the nostril, then into the lungs, then into the abdomen, and then reverse. Okay, so this simple alternate nostril breathing will help balance. So Hatha Yoga has this principle of Ha and Tha. Okay, Ha stands for aggression, masculinity, like a go-getter attitude, right? That all of us have inside us. Whether you are male or female, you can be aggressive, you can be dominating, you can be, Prakhar or the Rudra, avatar kind of a person, where you really are a very, I wouldn't say short-tempered, that is different, but mostly like a little bit, go-getter. Okay, and then there is the Tha. Okay, the Tha part is all about calmness, being docile, being composed, usually associated with femininity, but doesn't mean that males cannot have the Tha property or principles dominant. Okay, so it's not a gender thing, the Ha and the Tha. It is more about your dominant personality traits, whatever gender you belong to. Okay, so So yoga is all about balance, about union, about connection. So the Ha and the Tha, the Hatha yoga is all about balancing your dominating side with your docile side and creating that Shakti and Prakriti balance. Okay. So what I want you guys to do or think about is, if you are feeling too aggressive or too stressed behind whatever office goals, life goals and all, try to get the calm side of your body through pranayama. Your body has, yoga considers that your left side and your right side. Your right side is the more aggressive kind or the more aggressive side. So the nadi, the channels on your right side are supposed to belong to the Ha part of yoga. Okay, the sun, okay, the Surya Namaskar, the warming side, the heat producing side is the right side, and the Tha is your left side. Okay, so the moon, the lunar side, the docile side, associated usually with femininity and being feminine, the calming side, the motherly side, and so on. Okay, so in alternate nostril breathing, you are breathing in from the right, exhaling from the left, in from the left, exhaling from the right. This pranayama endeavors to balance your dominating side with your calm side. Okay. So that's how you get balance. Now, if you are in an excessively stressed state of mind, there is something known as Chandra Bhedan. Okay, so in Chandra Bhedan, you literally close your right nostril with your thumb, and you will inhale and exhale through the left nostril. This is to activate the calming side, the composed side of your mental and physical body. Okay, so let's do Chandra Bhedan. Since today we are looking at mental health, rectification, awareness, as well as yoga for anxiety and stress. If you ever find yourself in a stressful state, try Chandra Bhedan. Inhale. I will give you a count till 4. Exhale through the left nostril. You will inhale and exhale. Your right nostril is shut down. Okay. Let's do this 3 to 4 times. Keep your eyes closed. You may choose to focus in the middle of your eyebrows. This hand can be in Chinmay Mudra. So connect your thumb to your index finger in a circle, and the remaining 3 fingers, curl them inwards. Okay, this is the Chinmay Mudra. This is all about pratyahar, meaning attention is away from the senses inwards. Okay, it's a highly meditative mudra. Close your right nostril with your right thumb. Inhale through the left nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhalations and exhalations are of the same duration. Relax. The next thing about stress management is increasing the oxygen levels in your blood. Okay. There are various ways to do it. Kapalbhati, Bhastrika, all of these are highly oxygenating kriyas and pranayams. However, we are looking at stress management, anxiety reduction. So Kapalbhati excites the body. It's a heating kriya. Bhastrika also warms up the body. It's a heat producing pranayama, okay, or bellows breath. So we want to do something which will give us the benefits of increasing the oxygen level in the blood, and at the same time which is not exciting or aggravating, right? After you want to calm down the stress, you don't want to get into some action mode or adrenaline rush, right? Let's practice way of breathing. Okay, science tells us that if we breathe in the way that I'm going to explain, your stress levels, your cortisol levels, your anxiety levels will naturally taper, will naturally come down. Okay, all you need to do is get yourself into a comfortable position. It may be on the floor or on the chair. Wherever you are, you can practice this yogic breathing, even from the office or from your home. What you are supposed to do is follow a compartmentalized style of breathing. Okay, let's do the activity together. I want you first to breathe only till your throat and then exhale. So the air will travel from the nose to your throat or your clavicle, and you will immediately exhale. Let's do this exercise together. Let's do it 3 or 4 times. Breathe in through the nose. Let the air travel only to your throat or chest or clavicle here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. How did you find this breathing? I'm sure it was inadequate. You felt like inhaling more and more. You did not feel relaxed in any way, right? This is shallow breathing, and this is how we breathe when we are stressed, whether we are aware or not. If there is a genuinely serious situation somewhere and you are not aware of how you breathe, this is how your breath will become. Shallow breathing is a sign of your body stress. Okay, especially if you are not aware and you don't pay attention. You are not aware of this, concept of breathing and shallow breathing and deep breathing and so on. So automatically your body's response is shallow breathing. Okay. Next, what we are going to do is take the air in. So breathe here till here, and let the air travel to your lungs or your chest. Okay. So breathe in. It's come to the throat. Now continue to breathe more in till you feel the air has traveled to the chest. Again, these are subjective perceptions. Nobody can measure how much of air is in the throat, how much is in the lungs. But I'm trying to make you aware and genuinely try to influence the inflow of air into which organ, how much ever you can do to the best of your capacity. So first you feel it enter the throat, then the chest, then you empty it from the throat and then from the chest. Enters the throat first, fills to your lungs, so your lungs puff up. Now exhale from the lungs, exhale from the throat. Once again, so first you will inhale till your throat, then your lungs, exhale from the throat and then empty your lungs. Let's repeat this one more time. Alright, this I'm sure you felt much better than the previous one, right, which was clavicular breathing. So, this provided a little bit more oxygen to your body than the previous clavicular breath. So, this is lung breathing. Let's go one more step ahead. Let's first fill the throat, then the chest, then the abdomen. Okay? Release from the throat, chest, abdomen. Now let us do the reverse. Let us first fill our abdomen to the brim with air. let us go to the chest. Fill our lungs with air to the brim. Once that is done, let us fill our throats or the clavicle with air to its brim. Okay? While exhaling, you will reverse the order. You will exhale from the throat, then you will exhale from the chest, and lastly you will exhale from the abdomen. Let's do this once. Each compartment, give it a count of anywhere between 2 to 4. So fill the abdomen 1, 2, 3, 4. Chest and lungs 1, 2, 3, 4. Throat 1, 2, 3, 4. Then exhale from the lungs 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale from the chest 1, 2, 3, 4. And the abdomen 1, 2, 3, 4. That is one complete yogic breath. Okay? You could do 4, you could do 2. It's all dependent on your capacity to breathe and breathe properly. It's not the duration, it's the actual compartmentalization which is going to give you the reduction of stress effect. Okay? So as you start, you will start with less counts and then you will progress to higher counts. Let's begin. Inhale into the abdomen. Fill it to the brim. Chest and lungs. Keep the air in the abdomen and continue breathing into the chest. Fill your throat with air. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale from the throat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale from the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Empty your abdomen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Normal breathing. Relax. Okay? This is yogic breathing. Whenever you are stressed, find yourself a quiet corner. It could be in the middle of work or whatever. Try to find a cabin where you will be alone. Practice this yogic breathing. You will automatically, not that the stress source will go away, right? You can't control it. If you're having a bad day at work, if a customer is unhappy, if your boss is sending you some stinker mails, it's not in your control. Your response, your stress response is in your control. And remember that your breath is the barometer of stress in your body. The moment you go into shallow breathing, whether or not there is external stress, your body assumes there is stress. That is millions and millions of years of wiring inside the body. You cannot change that. Moment you go into a shallow breathing pattern, your body assumes you are in stress, it will start releasing adrenaline, cortisol, all the things. Okay, and get your heart rate high and you go into a fight or flight syndrome, and it's just not a healthy way to live, especially if you are chronically stressed, right? Practice yogic breathing. We'll do it once again and then we will go to some asanas which will help calm down your body's response to stress. Okay? So, once again we go into yogic breathing. First you breathe into your abdomen, then your lungs, then your throat. While exhaling, the order is reversed. You expel the air out from your throat, from your lungs, and finally from your abdomen. Okay? Let's repeat it continuously twice. Take a few normal breaths. Breathe in into the abdomen. Let the abdomen puff up and come out. Breathe into the chest. Throat. Expel from the throat. Expel from the lungs. Abdomen. Normal breath. Once again. Begin. Do it at your own pace now. Once more. Focus between your eyebrows, your internal drishti is between your eyebrows. Alright. Get back to normal breathing. I hope that this practice, it has helped me tremendously. Whenever I am stressed, the first thing I try to do is try to get my breath to come to normal. All humans will start breathing in a shallow fashion, reducing the amount of oxygen that your blood gets. Okay? So first thing to do when you are stressed is just be aware of how you are breathing. If it's shallow, just try to correct it. Okay? Deep inhalations and complete exhalations. Try the yogic form of breathing that I have just demonstrated. Trust me, whether or not the stressor or the trigger changes, you will change your body's response to stress. And in the long run, that is going to help you remain healthy. Let's do some cat-camel variations. Okay, these are gentle movements for opening up your back, your chest, and get your body moving, the blood flowing. In times of stress and anxiety, we usually don't want to do vigorous workouts. However, not moving at all is counterproductive and leads to even higher stress or does not dissipate your stress. So let's start with basic cat-camel variation. This also needs to be coordinated with your breath. If you do yoga without any breath coordination whatsoever, that's not yoga. It's just basic movement. Okay? Yoga has to be coordinated with breath. Otherwise it ceases to be yoga. Okay? Breath and the other thing is drishti. Where you see is also very important. Okay? The three sthana. Okay? Three sthan is places. The three sthana of yoga is very important. Your breath, movement and drishti. Okay? Without these three principles in each and every asana, in each and every pose, in each and every pranayama, you are not doing yoga in the right sense of the word. So let's do a basic cat-camel pose. Your wrists are below your elbows, which are below your shoulder. Your knees are below your hip joints. Okay? Simple cat-camel is an articulation movement of your spine. Your spine is divided into three parts. The upper part is the cervical spine, the middle part is your thoracic spine, and the bottom part of your spine is the lumbar spine. Okay? Now again, we can compartmentalize these: cervical, middle thoracic, lower is lumbar. Okay? Cat-camel exercise attempts to mobilize all three compartments of your spine in different ways, but movement nonetheless. So the first part is the cat. Okay, you are supposed to sink the middle spine towards the floor. This is your hip bone, okay, or the tailbone. This tailbone, you have to point it towards the ceiling and take it high up. The neck is supposed to look up and you are supposed to inhale in this pose. Now we are going to do the exact reverse of this in camel, wherein the middle spine comes up in sort of a hump, a camel's hump. Chin goes to the chest. Tailbone is dropped towards the floor as much as you can. And you are exhaling there. So you will inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, coordinate the movement with the breath for Exhale, suck the belly button towards the spine. Reverse, last one, inhale and exhale. When you do it with such awareness, the whole pose takes a different turn. Okay? The other one is a variation of cat camel. You start in a similar way. Elbows above wrists and shoulders above elbows, knee below the hip joint. Now you will take your hips towards the right side and simply look over your right shoulder. Either you can see your hips or not, but simply your spine, the both ends of the spine are curved in the same direction. Come to the center on the other side. Come to the center onto the other side. In the center on the other side. In the center onto the other side. So this is spinal articulation in the other plane. First it was up and down, now it is sideways. Okay? Let's look at some more interesting variations which I love to include in my ongoing classes. I take classes 4 times a week, 7 to 8 a.m. and we keep doing these kind of movements because literally there is no substitute for moving this way if you want a healthy body and mind. The next one, we are going to do cat camel on our forearms. Okay? So simply go on your forearms. Do the same movement. Chin to chest, suck in the belly button. Go back. Up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale. Exhale. Another variation of cat camel. Get your hands a little ahead. Okay? Let me just change the position of the mat. You guys can see me clearly. We are doing calming variations. There are some variations of cat camel which can be made intense so it will come highly on the core and tone that part of your body. But we are not going there today. We are going into calming, relaxing variations of cat camel. Simply get your hands ahead like this, almost in an extended child's pose. If you ever find yourself in the middle of a lot of stress, just going into an extended child's pose like this and focusing on your breath will help you immediately and immensely. Okay, so now we go in the front like this and we do the same thing. Cat camels. Inhale, exhale, look up as you can go. Inhale, chin to chest, get your shoulder blades apart, tuck in your tailbone, get your thoracic spine to go up as high as possible. Exhale, sink in the thoracic spine, get your hip bone, tailbone to reach the ceiling. Open up that chest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Alright. One more variation to target your lats, okay, or the back muscles is one hand goes out like this on the floor. This other hand is diagonal. One hand is here, other hand is diagonal. And you will do the same variation of cat camel. Okay? Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Inhale, hand can be in a comfortable position. Exhale. Inhale, switch hands. On the other side, this hand goes out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, inhale. So these are some variations that you can do to not only calm down your system but also get some movement in your anxious times, in your stress times, because I really believe in movement therapy. If you move your body in good ways, in ways which are coordinated with your breath, it really has a very positive impact on your body. Okay, let me just see the time. Alright, we've got a little time, 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you. Oh, it's already 40. Okay, so we're going to do it till 5 more minutes. I will show you a pranayam, Bhramari pranayam, as well as asana on the wall, okay, known as Viparit Karni. These two things also help address, calm down your mind and your senses. Okay, so in Bhramari, what you do is you simply open your hand up like this, keep your index finger on your eyelid, your middle finger outside your nostril, index finger goes above your eyebrows, middle finger closes your eyelids, ring finger near the nostril, and little finger goes under your lower lip. Okay, and with your thumbs you will close your ears. Alright, so when you will inhale through the nostril, you will inhale normally. While exhaling, you will make a small humming or buzzing sound. Okay, so you can get seated for this one. Okay, inhale normally through the nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. While exhaling, keep your eyes closed, your ears closed, and breathe out with a small buzzing sound or a humming sound. This is known as Bhramari or buzzing breath. Last one. Breathe normally. So Bhramari, what Bhramari does is it employs pratyahar. Pratyahar meaning you stop your senses from any external input. Okay, so you close your eyes, you close your ears, you get your attention to focus mentally inwards. Okay, so Bhramari helps you calm down any onslaught on your senses. Alright, the last one is simply a position that you will take in case you are highly excited, in the sense you have had a fight with someone, or there is a worrying situation or anything. You go against a wall, simply sit down, okay, and all you do is get your hips close to the wall and simply go into a inverted legs position. So here your legs are over and above your heart, so the flow of the blood is reversed. Okay, this is a calming position for the body. You can open your legs like this, or you can keep them in a relaxed place. Alright, simply you can even open your legs up in Baddha Konasana. Okay, and this itself has a very calming effect on your central nervous system, on your CNS, and it evokes a very calming response on your nervous system. Okay, it activates the parasympathetic system, nervous system. I actually feel so good here. I don't feel like getting up. So yeah, I wanted to, there are obviously a lot more things that one can do when stressed. But from a yoga perspective, these asanas, pranayams, kriyas are some things which will help you get started and get you in a calmer state of mind and body as soon as you start doing them. Okay, so I hope either you guys join me live or you watch it later, but try to implement these in your day-to-day life. You will surely see a drastic difference in your response to stress, anxiety, worry, because these are the silent epidemics of today. They go unnoticed and unmanaged, and the effects are for all of us to see, whether it's depression, whether it is constant crying, sadness, inability to focus, inability to be happy or be productive at work. All of these has its roots somewhere in stress and lack of ability to manage stress. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope that we meet again sometime. Let me help you get fit. Okay, have a great yoga day. See you guys soon. Bye.